Hi, my name is Hilari Scarl. My name is Modela Kurzet. Hi, I'm Noel King. I took an ASL class and fell in love with the deaf community. I joined NTD, the National Theater of the Deaf, as a voicing actor. I noticed that all the scripts were written in English and then translated into ASL for the deaf actors. I thought, why not the other way around? Develop the scripts in ASL with the deaf actors first. So I rolled up my sleeves and applied to the REDCAT Theater here in Los Angeles. REDCAT was looking for diverse theater projects, so I applied and got in. My short experimental play led to a full-length theatrical production with an ensemble of deaf actors. But thanks to the original 3 amazing deaf actors who started this process, Modela, Noel, and Vae. Vae has sadly left us, but the 3 of us wanted to honor Vae and her memory. We're celebrating Vae's life with this video. The 3 of us wanted to show you a short clip about Vae and her real life story. We'll show the clip and then the 3 of us will be back to discuss more. But right now, celebrate Vae and her spirit. Enjoy watching Vae's beautiful work.
Story for you. The 3 of us are deaf.
But this is not another deaf story.
Hey, wait, your parents are deaf?
Yes, they sure are.
And yours too?
They are.
Are yours? No, my parents are hearing.
South Dakota's calling me home.
My name is Vae, and I grew up in South Dakota, in a small rural town, a farm town, with only 250 people. I was the only deaf kid there, and everyone felt sorry for me, and for my parents, because we didn't communicate with one another. They were all strong Christians, and they believed my parents were being punished for something. When I was 4 years old, I saw my mom packing up my clothes. Mama, why are you packing my things? Why are we getting into the car with Daddy? And we drove a really long distance past churches, cornfields, past more churches, and more churches. We drove a long way till we got to the school for the deaf. And there I saw the kids signing with one another. I was perplexed and confused, but I stayed the whole week and picked it up quickly until my parents came to pick me up on Friday to bring me back home. Mama, Daddy. And we got back in the car for the long drive home, past the churches, past the cornfields, more churches, still more churches, till we finally arrived back at our farm. Mom, I have some friends.
Honey, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Dad, I have something I want to share with you. My friends are...
I don't know what you're doing with your hands.
My parents didn't understand sign language at all. So I was all alone and lonely again. And those pigs keep looking at me. Maybe the pigs will understand me. I have a good friend at school. Her name is Christy. And she has the most beautiful pair of red, shiny shoes, and I want shoes just like hers. So I'm going to ask my parents to get a pair for me. Hey, maybe I'll get it for Christmas. We went to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and all my cousins were there, and my grandparents gave us each the exact same gift. It was a violin. I didn't get it, but I could feel it. Maybe I'll try it with the pigs. That wasn't my identity. I found my identity when I was with people using sign language. I belonged when I went to the school for the deaf, and that's where I found my identity as a deaf person. So now there are no more barriers.
We're unique.
We are as diverse as our culture.
I love watching Vae. I love watching her. I really miss her. I love her a lot. So how do you want to celebrate Vae's work and her life? I wanted to ask the two of you. Modela, what was your experience working with Vae? Do you remember? Yes. I've known Vae for more than 30 years. I always knew her as a friend until Hilari invited us to join rehearsals. I was thrilled to work with Vae. I got to learn more about her work. She always had these funny stories. She always made us laugh with her improv. It didn't matter if there were mistakes and had to do it again. I always enjoyed it. There was no competition. So when we got on stage for the performances, I was thrilled. Noel? Yes, I remember her energy was infectious. They always inspired me and motivated me. At that time, I was a new actor. I lived in San Diego and I traveled to Los Angeles, and I didn't really know the theater community, but Vae's energy was very warm and welcoming. I really enjoyed working with her, getting feedback and joking around with her. She was such a light soul, so I really enjoyed watching on stage. She was an amazingly talented performer. It was a big honor to work with her. I agree with both of you. I remember Vae was so positive. She was always willing to do anything. She'd always say, "Sure, I'll try." She'd be up for anything. I really admire her attitude. She had such a beautiful light about her that I loved. She was so easy to direct, easy. I would explain something once to her, and she'd get it right away, and she would make whatever changes that were needed. Vae was so much fun. She was really perfect. Yes, I remember the first time I was with Vae, she was telling me her stories about growing up. It was fascinating. I understood more about her experiences and what she went through. And then when we were able to get together and what Noel went through, and we all have very different stories. Even though the three of us are deaf, we all have very different stories. We're all individuals and unique, so it's interesting. I was very happy I was able to perform with Vae on stage with her. I will always remember her. I heard that Not Another Deaf Story, our short experimental version, was the last time Vae was on stage. Is that right? Really, it was such a big honor that the three of us had that opportunity to work with her. I will always cherish that memory. How would the two of you like to honor Vae? I really appreciate that when we went to Vae's Celebration of Life Memorial, we got to see so many of her stories, like the National Theater of the Deaf Summer School and at Gallaudet. And we got to see all the little short moments from her life in the montage. And we can really see her talent and her passion for life. Plus, she was always around. Vae was involved with everything. Everyone in the entertainment community came to celebrate Vae. Her costumes were on display because she loved to dress up. And Not Another Deaf Story, it was the last performance for her. I'll always remember her for the rest of my life. I agree. It's such an honor to have performed with her. I'll deeply cherish the lessons Vae left me with. Her energy, her optimism. And when I think about my life going forward, I'd like to be like Vae, keeping an open mind. When opportunities present themselves, I want to follow Vae's worth ethics. I'll carry those values and Vae's legacy in my heart, always. I hope that this project will continue and it will change. It will be different, but I do want to mention Vae's name, Vae, and to remind people that Vae and the two of you, the three of you together, were the first actors to begin this process. People tend to forget those involved in the early stages and focus on the new and bigger versions of work in progress. It's important that people know who was involved in this first experimental play. The three of you were willing to volunteer and share your artistry. The three of you shared your personal stories about your lives, and you showed the diversity and uniqueness of your individuality within the deaf community. I will always look up to the three of you and be so grateful to you and to Vae. I'm deeply humbled that I've had this opportunity to work with you. I will miss Vae. I will. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Hilari, for creating this opportunity for the three of us to include us in the beginning of Not Another Deaf Story. And I look forward to the next step of the project to open doors for more diverse actors. Welcome and learn from us. Yes, Vae's spirit will always be with us. Vae will always be in our hearts. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. I look forward to continuing on in spirit. Thank you. And thank you for watching. So remember to celebrate Vae.